Okay. Welcome to episode 2 of the Hawkening. We're Hawking.
Walker, listen to these tracks, bitch.
As you can see, we look a bit rougher than a week ago. I mean, we're not in a nice hotel anymore.
Been on the road for 2 weeks. It's been good. This bus, by the way, this was featured on Digital Tour Bus. We're gonna put a link in the downstairs. Check that shit out. We're gonna start this episode off with some fan questions that we were asked. History of the band.
History of the band.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Well, me and Chart and Chris were playing music for a while together before Hawking, and we doing a bunch of different stuff. And I was working as I was running a booking company, and I represented Saul's old band Aztec. And me and him got to talking and realized we had the same taste in music, and eventually everything kind of worked out, and this became Hawking, and now we're doing this. It's not the most exciting, but
Yeah.
that's pretty much how this whole thing.
I prefer the whole Tanakh ESD.
Yeah, if we had the butt mole things, then
That would have been so much better. Are those supposed to be birthmarks, or is that like a series of moles?
Oh, it's a birthmark.
Is birthmark? Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
I've never
What
seen it.
knows?
I'd rather Tanakh than what birthmarks actually look like. It looks like you've been bludgeoned. But anyways, what else? Fan questions. Right, history of the band sort of leads into. Somebody asked if we would ever do re-recordings, new renditions of some old songs called Doria, Crow's Nest, and Beneath the Rain on a Strange Rooftop.
I guess we should get background to those songs a little
Yeah.
bit.
Well, those were. You guys can take that. I've been talking too much.
Yeah, what do those songs sound like, guys?
Yeah, you have no idea.
Before Soul joined the band, we were experimenting with different genres. We were trying different things and what resonated with us a lot. And sort of that emo feeling, emotional, loud, just
Mathy
mathy
kinda,
rock. And that's sort of they became fan favorites from the band, and it's probably one of our favorites. We ended our set with Beneath the Rain on the Street.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite set endings that we've done.
Yeah, it's too long of a name.
It's been really good.
I think for the next album we're gonna revisit those tracks because they were overall favorites.
Yeah.
So we're gonna revisit
Even if
them.
we just revisit one and kind of figure out how to sneak it in there, re-record it, we maybe change some lyrics up slightly, but not too much.
Yeah, I don't think we want to put in the time to like literally re-record those songs as they were, because it's not us anymore.
Yeah.
Like that's the old shit.
Yeah.
But
We need to Hawkingify them.
yeah, there was some really cool stuff in there. I'd love to. Yeah, like the breakdown in Rooftop.
Yeah.
The 5/4 thing.
Yeah.
Like
In rehearsals, we randomly just bring it up sometimes. I don't know if Saul understands that's that song, but
yeah, he hasn't heard it.
like, we'll just go into them in a jam. But
I hear something like oddly synchronized.
How do all three of them know exactly what to
That's
do?
an awfully conveniently perfect, like, 13/16 jam you got.
Yeah. Well,
Those songs were fun to play, so I'd love to revisit them.
That would be
somewhere.
sweet, yeah. What else did people ask? Somebody asked, what was the, like, turning point that made us, like, want to, like, seriously do music? What, like, you know... What,
Individually?
yeah, individually.
Okay. I think my turning point was probably back in grade 8, I think it was. Grade 9. It was when I first got introduced to Avenged Sevenfold.
Nice.
And that was like kind of my step up, because I was a very classic rock guy focusing on like Slash and Joe Satriani and Angus Young,
Angus.
my distant family member. And so yeah, when
His name's Chris Young. That's why that's funny.
but yeah, it was I'm pretty sure it was when I heard Afterlife. It's one of the, because like the guitar solo on that is just like unreal.
I thought it was sweeping.
It is sweeping, but it's a hybrid of stuff.
Yeah,
It picks and it sweeps down and back up and all that. But it's just like I've never heard anything like that, and I was like, okay, I like this, and then that kind of, and it put me in the direction to discover more of the things I listen to now, like Dream Theater, Intervals, and Pliny, and all that kind of. guitar based music that isn't the classic rock guitar, more of the experimental, like modern metal.
Progressive.
Yeah.
Yes, rock progressive. So,
That's
you
mine.
guys?
I guess when I discovered like progressive metal and heavier stuff as well.
So what bands?
When I was like 16, I started getting into like Protest the Hero and Between the Buried and Me and
Which we were apparently at the same concerts.
yeah.
We didn't know each other. Croatian Cultural Center.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Never been there.
Croatian Cultural Center.
And of course like groovy stuff like Lamb of God and As I Lay Dying and stuff like that, like
Which we were at the same show.
yeah.
Were you at
But, yeah.
Gigantour in like 2008?
No.
No, it was Job for a Cowboy. And,
Some of
like,
my friends were
Cannibal Corpse, I think. Yeah.
A little too heavy for me.
Yeah.
I wish. Now I'm disappointed in my younger self.
But yeah, I think when I started discovering that there were more genres than just like power chord based punk rock and stuff like that, right?
So
Yeah.
I'm noticing a trend here where it's like you find a certain type of genre, not like a specific band.
Yeah.
I mean a
Yeah.
specific band in its own, but like the genre
Yeah.
I guess
itself.
a genre based on further musicianship than you've experienced
Yeah.
before.
Which kind of explains a lot about us.
Yeah.
We're always looking for the next thing, the next step, not
Yeah.
just satisfied with Beatles or
All
that.
Beatles will be for another time.
all that fun music.
Chart has an opinion on the Beatles.
They're really
It's
fun.
a certain opinion.
They're a fun band.
They're a fun band.
Yeah.
Thanks, Air Combat.
Lots
They're
of great
really-
stuff there.
Yeah, thank you for giving us that word fun.
Yeah.
It's a really
It's
fun
like the
band.
Factor criticism. Lots of great stuff there. Yeah,
Yeah.
really good stuff there. Yeah, it's
just
like, but lots of great stuff.
tweak everything,
Yeah, I
but
know.
it's good.
100%.
100%. Yeah.
So what are you, Tom?
Oh, me, I was gonna just.
Chart, you go on?
I saw Avril Lavigne in concert. I thought she was pretty good looking. That was pretty sweet.
Avril Lavigne was your turning point into progressive rock
It was
music?
like it was my first show at Rogers Arena.
It was Avril and
Nice.
Gob, right?
It was Avril and Gob.
I remember that because you and I had to do an interview like 2 years ago.
Yes,
and you
that
said
was the first. That was the first concert. Like that was my first big Rogers Arena concert. I was like,
Right.
wow, people can play this. And look how many people are singing along. And like, okay, cool, let's play music.
Right.
That's when it became kind of like a career thing for you. Like
Yeah,
you wanted to
I mean,
do.
like I
Yeah.
wanted to see myself up there.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. And see like that many people affected by something one person has done, or 4 people.
Nice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For me, it was more of an identity thing because when I was in high school, I was very much like I didn't feel like I fit in with anything. Like I was like 11 or 12 or 13 or something. So I was playing like death metal because I thought I wanted to be tough. And like, yeah, I don't know. It was when I started playing music and like kind of fell in with like the metalhead crowd. And then like, yeah, with Graham. Shout out to Graham. Hi, Graham.
Hi,
Hey,
Graham.
Graham.
Who was my friend in 8th grade jazz band. We were the only 2 metalheads. And now he's our roadie. Not on this tour because he couldn't
Yeah.
make it on this tour. But
Sad.
yeah. Hey, Graham. But anyways, no, it was like when I started doing that, it was like, oh, whoa, there's actually people that aren't, fucking basic.
Yeah.
Like, people who actually want to challenge their idea of, like, not just, like, music or whatever, but, like, just everything. Because, like, I don't know, my high school was, I grew up in White Rock. It's a suburb. It's, like, super, like, you went to,
Yeah.
you're from White Rock,
Yeah,
too.
feeling.
Yeah, like, it's pretty vanilla and boring. So, yeah, for me, it was like, oh, wow, there's actually other people who are like-minded. Like, that's what kind of made me go, okay, this is not only this is going to be a career path, but this is going to be a lifestyle where
yeah.
I can actually get along with other people and not be like, oh, I can't talk to you.
You seem to discover that earlier than we did. I think we fell into the genre and making music first of all, and then the lifestyle came with it.
Yeah.
And you fell into the lifestyle right away, knowing the whole package.
And it wasn't just like metal, like that's the running theme is like heavy music. I like when I was in like 9th grade, I started playing. I don't know, 8th grade I started playing in like coffee houses, like acoustic stuff, because I was doing like Johnny Cash covers. You guys know.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause when I hit puberty at like age 2, no, my baritone came in first, and I was really good at like Johnny Cash and shit, and so I was playing in coffee houses, and that was nice because, again, the identity thing, I could go up on, for some reason I had this, like, confidence as a 12-year-old. I could go up on stage and have this big, deep, booming voice and play, like, Johnny Cash for, like, a bunch of drunk 50-year-olds in a bar, and they'd all be like, woo! They'd all love me, and I was like, man, this is the most validation I've gotten from anything ever. Like, all the kids at my school don't give a shit, like, about anything I have to say or what I think, because it's not Kardashians or whatever, you know, it's not
mainstream.
vanilla mainstream stuff. So it was like, oh cool, I finally can do something.
Don't be a bully at school.
No,
That's the
bad
main fact.
Or else you make bands like us who are bitter about everything and make weird progressive pop music that doesn't fit in anywhere.
And we get pissed because we don't fit in.
And
Make
then
a
we
spot
go,
for us.
why?
Like, we could have been One Direction, guys.
Yeah, we could be at Canadian Music Week playing fucking indie garage stuff, and thanks for taking our $45 anyway. Why is our band called Hawkening?
It looks cool.
It looks cool. Yeah, I'm gonna take this one.
Yeah.
Because this, like, I'm medium opinionated about this. I think that socially, with music, we should be past the point of band names needing to be like a meaningful thing. That, like, I mean, like, I don't know, like, it's not like the Beatles meant anything in particular, but I think that, like, there's definitely been a trend where it's like, not so much anymore, but definitely when I in like formative years of music, for me, probably you guys as well, that it was like the band name needs to be this significant thing. Hawking sounds cool. It looks cool.
Yeah.
Like,
It's one word.
Yeah, you spat it out one day. You're like, how about Hawking? I was like, man, the SEO on that is going to be shite.
And it is.
And it still is.
But we've taken on that challenge. That's what we do. We take
Exactly.
something difficult, and we take on the challenge, and we try and prove it wrong. Like,
Yeah.
And now the broken glass is like third or something.
Yeah, if you
on
search Hawking, just Hawking on YouTube, it's our video is the second result.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Google Analytics or whatever.
Now we've got a sick logo with the clock relating to the...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
finally.
So we know,
Yeah,
like Stephen Hawking. We can
Literally.
finally try to get away from that.
How many conversations yelling over the merch table? What are you guys called? There's 4 shirts.
right here.
But if you insist, Hawking. What? Like Stephen Hawking. Oh, so like H-O. Buy a shirt or get it.
The worst I've gotten was, what are you called? Oh, Hawking. It's like, oh, cool. What team are you touring with?
Holy shit.
And it's like, no, it's not hockey. It's Hawking. Totally understandable.
I want to add on to your point. I don't think it's band's fault that I think it's other people's perception that need a band name to have meaning.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the band that's like, we need to have meaning. Obviously, we went through that because you don't know any better.
Yeah.
But as soon as you get into a band that's actually functioning, it's everybody else who's like, what does your name mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Yeah.
does it need to mean anything?
And when we came up, like, it was kind of fun because we were still doing a bit of the math rock thing at the time. So we were like, Hawking, Stephen Hawking, haha. It's
Yeah.
kind of a math, but it wasn't really deliberate. It was just
kind of
like,
just convenient to have the line up.
And I remember we were like, oh, we kind of like the idea of an ING band name. It was like Foxing. We played with them at some point.
Awesome dudes.
Awesome dudes, by the way. But yeah, like, there's a lot of bands with ING names. I think they're like, that's cool. But there's really not much more to it.
There's Hawking for you.
Yeah. What else? What is the album that we always come back to listening on tour? Because obviously we listen to lots of new music and stuff, but what's like for all of us?
I have my one.
Go.
AB3 by Alter Bridge.
Right.
Yeah.
I discovered that one.
Is it actually called AB3? Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's their
That's
third
sick.
album and Alter Bridge.
I
So
love that.
AB3.
That's good.
And it's like 13 songs. Like, it's a decently long album. That's why I like it on road trips. It takes a long time to get through.
Yeah.
But it's
And
not
every song
tiring.
is fantastic.
Yeah, so good. And I discovered that, I think it was one of the first albums I like fully listened through, like front to back. Because in high school I didn't really listen to albums much.
Yeah.
But it was the road trip for a grade 11 band to Idaho for the Lionel Hampton Jazz Festival.
Dude, that's a drive.
Yeah, it was like it was in a bus of just like grade 11 kids and grade 12. It was awful. It was so good.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I listened to that album then, and that was the first time I listened to an album front and back, and I was just like, whoa, okay, kind of like. Is not just a bunch of songs together, it does have a flow to it.
Yeah,
and
album listening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so that kind of started me off at the...
We feel strongly about album listening. Like, if you pick up Diverge front to back, that's how
we
want it
blended
to be
a few
listened.
songs together
Yeah.
just like for those specific people who like to listen for front to back.
Yeah, that's important to us.
Yeah, if you like the singles, that's cool, but it's I mean, it's designed to be both, you know, you can listen to anything on its own, but like, I think for us, if you want to make us happy, and you tell us you listen to the album front to back,
Like after the first...
No, that prop.
that's a real
I'll
clap.
give you a
Sorry, that's
proper
not
clap.
the...
Saul?
I'd say I come back to the Contortionist, Exoplanet. Oh, it's so nice and heavy and
But melodic at the same time.
yeah. And
And he listened.
They're a great band.
Yeah.
especially their newer stuff is really brilliant too, and it's some of my most anticipated release.
Yeah, you got
releases
me
of this
into
year.
the Contortionist.
He doesn't use brilliant a lot, so that means a lot.
Yeah.
that's a big word.
And yeah, especially at the gym, we like to hit up like rec centers and stuff along the way, and I like heavy stuff to pump me up through that.
Oh yeah.
What about yours?
I mean, it probably differs from tour to tour. Right now, Destrier, Agent Fresco.
Yeah.
Is it
Always.
the same for you? It's one of them.
That's the on and off for me.
Yeah.
It's-
I recently really got into Spotify, so I'm kind of all about the new music and the shuffle and I got really into Leprous and Catatonia lately because they came on shuffle after Agent Fresco.
Yeah.
And I was like, this sounds like Fresco but slightly different, and like actually Leprous is a great album band.
Yeah.
I think their album is like an hour and a bit long. And I didn't realize it, but I was listening to it driving through the bad part of Ontario. I mean, it's the bad part.
It is the bad part.
Yeah.
It's the after Thunder Bay part.
Sault Ste. Marie.
Come on now. Where's your espresso machines?
It was a Tim Hortons with no espresso machine. They had coffee and worse coffee.
If you can offer us a good show there, we'll go, but god damn it.
Really?
CKY are playing in like Sudbury and Sault Ste. Marie and like
Oh, jeez.
and like I think like Timmins.
The
on
Sudbury's
this
still
tour.
got a good spot in our heart because Letterkenny, so.
That's true. Shout out to Letterkenny. Like
Big shout out.
hella shout out to
The
Letterkenny.
most. You
Please
guys are,
feature one of our tracks.
they're reshaping hockey as
Yeah.
we know it. Like, DX are just, you know,
Yeah,
quoted
feature some
in the
Hawking.
whole-
I reckon you can do fucking worse.
That's good.
But actually, no, your tour album we didn't finish.
Yeah,
Oh,
first.
I'll do it quickly. Mute Math, one of my favorite bands, and whenever people are sleeping, then Death Cab.
Mm.
That's pretty much
yes.
it. Plans, Transatlanticism, any of that stuff.
Or
Yeah.
Hans Zimmer.
Or Hans Zimmer. Yeah.
They're one of those bands that I love just because you play them so much. I don't have any Death Cab anywhere in my library.
No.
I have a lot of Postal Service
yeah.
is my sleepy time music.
Yeah.
So, 'cause Ben Gibbard?
Gibbard, I'm going. You know,
Ben Gibbard.
The Gibbard, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ben Gibbard, who sells Death Cab accessory. Fucking Johnny asked me to do my Hank Hill voice.
Yeah. That
Oh!
was going to be a segue.
That's
It was-
for you, Johnny.
There you go, Johnny. Johnny's our videographer. Pixel Point Media.
Shout out
to
Pixel.
Pixel Point Media. Tour tips.
Tour tips.
Yes, that's the big one for today.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, shh.
How to tour. Okay.
Yes!
Okay, how would I start this? Number one is the vehicle. Because
Yeah.
you're not going to get anywhere without a vehicle.
Yep.
And we all know that because we decided to bite the bullet and buy a bus for some reason.
Yeah.
And
For some
as you
reason.
can see, there's a lot of living room space in here. And if I want to, I can just stand up. Do a little stretch or
Look
something.
at that. Holy smokes. I've never seen that.
Doctor Who slippers, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
What a concept. I could use a little bus myself.
Yeah,
and
so-
we could all use a little.
So we made it, like Tom Tom pointed out at the beginning of the video, we have a digital tour bus video. That'll be in the description. And it goes through what we did, but generally we just have, 4 quarters, so we each have our own space. We're not kind of intruding in anyone else's space. Yeah. And we got bunks behind us to sleep on, and
it's super nice.
Fun. Yeah, and luckily we have a diesel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which we've talked to many mechanics and like, wow, thank God you have a diesel. Because I actually looked at the odometer and we're coming up on 300,000 kilometers on this guy.
Mm-hmm. Which is nothing for this vehicle.
No.
It's a 7.3 for if you're a engine type person.
It's the bigger engine.
Yeah, 7.3 power stroke. It like not even just that engine specifically, but if you're a touring band, try to get a diesel vehicle because they're meant for long hauls.
Yeah, especially if you're touring Canada.
Oh my God, yeah. Like much longer in between oil changes, better efficiency for long drives, and I mean prices go up and down, but diesel's been really nice price wise for the last few years.
Oh yeah.
So
and
that's its own tip.
And also with the bus or van or whatever you use, make sure you have a decent amount of storage to carry your gear.
Yeah. Oh shit, yeah.
Because I've seen a lot of bands, and I think you guys had a chat before, but it was where you just have the van and then everything's kind of cramped in the back, and then you have people sitting with the gear, and it's like I could see that for like a few weeks, but if you end up doing like full cross Canada, going all the way down to the States and stuff, that would get a little tight.
Yeah, if you tour as much as we do.
Yeah,
it
would just be too much. We like our space.
Yeah, and everybody's different. Depends on your setup.
Yeah.
Like for us, like this is, you can't probably tell, but it was a 24 passenger like shuttle bus kind of thing, and then we ripped everything out of it. So it's a nice amount of space for 4 people. I think if we had 5, we've toured with 5. We toured with us and Graham already.
5 is the maximum.
Yeah,
it is definitely doable. It's just
it gets a little tight. Yeah. So but if you're a 3-piece band, you could make like a raised roof 15 passenger work. But the main thing is the raised roof, honestly, like being able to stand up.
Yeah. That's why we bought this.
Yeah.
This
well, I mean, and like when you're doing the 25-hour drive from Winnipeg to Toronto.
Yep.
And you can just stand up and stretch, and you don't have to pull over.
Yeah, it's so good.
That you will be thankful for the high roof.
If you're doing this as a lifestyle, you should invest in comfort for sure.
Oh yeah,
it makes it so much easier.
And not just comfort, but like there's so many bands that the vehicle that's like 90% of the tour tip.
It's like another band member.
Yeah,
like Disco Stew is an honorary member of Hawkening.
Yeah, no, if you're living in it, if it's what your whole mission depends on. Yeah, like we bought this thing for $4,000. Yeah, if we're being super honest here, and then like we put a little bit of work into it over the years, but. Screaming deal, but so many bands will like literally buy a van for like $1,000, and it's like, and you're gonna trust that?
Then they have to put in $4,000 in repairs, so it's like, why not just And
I mean, like every situation is different.
Yeah.
Like you can, I mean, if you find a great buy, like I don't know if it needs a head gasket job, so it's cheap, and because the guy just doesn't want to deal with it, and you have a good mechanic, whatever, doesn't have to be head gasket, whatever, but like
whatever happens.
There's good setups for sure, but
I've got a tip.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be a little shout out to you guys.
Okay.
But if you have band members, make sure that they're hobbyists. Make sure that they like doing other things than just the band.
Yeah.
He likes doing electrical and just modding shit out to look futuristic, and he somehow was just like, I love fucking buses. Look at these engines. Wow. So make sure it's not mandatory, but it really
album on my phone of nice buses. I'll just be walking and be like, "Ooh, look at that Freightliner!"
I think he's texting, and I'll just turn around and look, and he's just on Craigslist, like, "Look at this $14,000 bus! Holy shit!"
I'll just send links to the band chat.
Yeah, it's like, "Look at this '70s old school bus! It's fucking great." But he's learned, like, it's helped us countless times on the road. Like, our electrical will break, our rig will go down. Chris is there to help. He fixes it. If anything happens with the bus, I'm looking at this dude because he's just gonna go into the engine and tweak some shit, and it works.
He's gonna explain it to us, and we're gonna be like, "Nice," and I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah, and it works. So find people who are interested in the lifestyle, whether it be the buses or electrical or just ways the band works, and that's sort of how you're gonna get through.
Yeah. That's okay. That'll lead to another tip I had is. Since I've taken over the rig, crazy new in-ear monitor rig that I have hooked us up with, and it was an endeavor getting that going, but do what I could.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have someone in the band that knows what's happening.
Yeah.
Like, because like, okay,
If everybody does, all the better. But at least one.
Yeah.
if like Tom's, like we had some issues with your wireless, and it's like, okay, Tom could probably figure that out on his own, but maneuvering it to a place in that rig with all of the cables hooked up, and you might unplug something and it's just a cable that's empty, and it's like, oh crap, where did that come from?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden that's like, you know, maybe one of the MIDI cables, we're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, now our patch changes don't
And
have
then,
it.
by the way, that in the middle of a set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's nice to have, like, I know where everything goes. I've spent way too many hours just thinking about the rig and stuff. So it's like, if anything goes wrong, I know how to fix it.
Yeah.
And so we just...
Have one person that knows shit about different sections of the band.
And if you get someone else to do it, at least, like, get that person to help you with it, and then have one person be there while you're making the rig and sorting out all of your gear and stuff, so when something happens, you don't have to phone them back home just being like, oh, what did I do? I don't know.
Yeah, that's the rule of DIY, is you know, do everything that you can yourself, and if you have to hire something out, like,
make sure you know
watch
what's
it.
going on.
Don't feel embarrassed to
We
hire
were
someone.
a great example, that oil change
Yeah.
that we went for in wherever we were in the States, and Buddy looks at the side of our vehicle and somehow misses the fact that it says diesel
Yeah.
Oh.
big on the side,
Yeah.
and I hear him yell like, 6 quarts of this like thin oil. I'm like, I poke my head out, I'm like, what? And they full on thought it was a V10 gas engine. It's a V8 diesel. And it's like, how do you work at a Jiffy Lube and like miss that? But it's like, keep a watchful eye. Don't just hire out haphazardly, right?
Oh, I
learn as you go.
quickly want to touch for like a minute, but I think some bands are scared of getting a bus purely because of the price and all that, but they're also scared about insurance.
Oh my god,
we are too.
We're terrified of insurance. ICBC, God, we love you sometimes.
Yeah,
But like
after the 4 hours we spent in there
so
trying to get
each
it.
year we spend days getting insurance, but like I think that's something that scares bands. That's why they don't get a bus and stuff like that. So just know not your way around it, but really know the laws to a T.
It is doable.
Yeah, it's doable.
Yeah,
we do it every year. So
yeah, that's the thing. Like we've had so much experience with like the Commercial Vehicle Safety and Enforcement Unit. Of the provincial government.
Like we got a homie up at the top.
Shout out to Jeff.
Jeff, my man,
Jeff
the
saved us so many times.
CBSE, the head honcho, our boy Jeff.
But it's like nobody thinks that's what goes into being in a band.
No, there's so
but
much.
There it is. It's like you got a homie at ICBC. You got like. It's stupid, but that's what you got to do, right? Like, especially if you're trying to do it, if you're doing it DIY, if you're going it on your own and figuring it out, like, just be resourceful. I say this all the time, I apply it to so many things, but like, in this day and age, if you can't Google shit and figure it out and make some calls and sit on hold for 45 minutes and just deal with it, and then you don't want it bad enough. Then you don't deserve it. Get out of our way.
If you're not
shots fired.
Shots fired.
If you don't know all this stuff,
that was salty.
don't sign to a record label, because they're just gonna tear you to pieces. That's why we.
Unless it's a good deal.
Unless it's a good deal, but I mean, like, holy shit! I'm hearing of all these bands getting.
Here's a tip on how to find a good label.
Yeah.
If they comment on your Instagram photo.
Yeah.
With, hey, if you want more music like this, check out our page. They're probably not a great label, especially if you already have the owner of that label on Facebook and he knows your band and still didn't figure out that he was commenting.
Yeah.
Not
That's
naming
what we
names.
get for using hashtags.
Anyways, that's enough tour tips. We should move on.
Yeah.
Actually, okay, no, this is a big tour tip. This was also a fan question.
Okay.
And this is probably
being international.
Yeah, touring internationally, being a Canadian band, touring in the States, doing all the work visas and stuff ourselves.
Legally.
Don't hop the border or try.
Or
don't
fly.
No.
Or
it's a terrible. I can't believe.
Yeah.
There's still bands thinking where they're gonna fly under the radar. Don't do that. Don't
If there's
do that.
one
Don't do
thing
that.
that Hawkening stands for, it's doing shit legally and doing it by the books and making sure everything.
And we hate the books. I hate government.
I'm okay
so
with the
much.
books.
No, but I mean,
Because I don't want government to hate me.
no, but I mean, like, as a band, we're not a band that does things by
No.
any book usually. But it's like, dude, those are the rules when it comes to like law and stuff. You know, like if you're like rosewood, there's laws about importing rosewood into the States. If your guitar is rosewood, make sure you have the proper documentation.
Yeah.
Like, it's on the internet. There's no excuse to be ignorant of the law, and like
We're not gonna negate it.
Yeah. But as for how to do it, as a like an actual tip, an actionable tip for Canadian bands that maybe don't know where to start for touring the States, the American Federation of Musicians or Canadian Federation of Musicians, it's the same thing, just Canadian and American sides of it. They are the union, basically, the musicians' union.
It looks daunting, but it's not.
No, it's
just sign
super
up and
easy.
it's
You
that.
just give them money and they do things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like it's not a really big deal.
Yeah, and also for like for insuring your gear, for like if you have your gear insured under your home insurance and you go out on tour, it's not covered because you're running a business. You're making money doing shows.
Yeah.
Your gear is not covered for that, so you need to have actual business insurance for your gear, so the union can help you out with stuff like that. But especially for the immigration papers, for the visas, that's the first place to go. They've got like one gal in the immigration department and she handles everything. She's super great.
Yeah. If you don't know how to do P2 visas and you haven't Googled it, then you're not meant to tour the States. I don't think.
Yeah,
Like,
and
if you're not doing it yourself and looking into it and asking questions and being resourceful, don't do it.
Well, it goes
Don't
back
try.
to the thing I was saying, where if you get someone to do it for you, that's great.
Yeah.
Just kind of make sure you're in the loop.
Yeah.
And you know what's going on.
Learn yourself.
Or else
And-
you just give someone money and then all of a sudden these papers show up your door and you hope you can cross the border.
Yeah,
Like-
and as a side note, you can go through just an immigration attorney outside of the union. It's just way more expensive.
Yeah.
If your label hooks that up for you, then great. But if you have a label, you're probably not watching this with the intent to like
Yeah,
learn
to learn,
from
yeah. No.
from our level of band because we're not big shit.
Yeah.
Which would work hard.
Yeah, no, we work hard as shit.
Essentially,
Proud.
carve your own path as much as you can, but do it within the boundaries of the law.
Yeah.
Do it legally or don't get caught.
Yeah.
Except for hopping the border because you will get caught and you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's tour tips. Don't fuck around. Do shit legally.
Get a fucking visa.
Work hard. Google stuff.
Yeah.
Uh,
Don't sign to a label prematurely.
Yeah.
And
Most importantly, have fun.
have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having fun is nice.
Have fun.
It's good sometimes.
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you for watching the Hawkening. I haven't done the Hank Hill voice in a while, so I'm probably pretty shit right now. It sounds okay in my head, but it probably...
I'll do
Thanks. That Johnny again. There you go.
Okay?
Peace, guys. Thanks for watching.
Peace.
Bye.